Ugh.
She got.
Goodness, kitty, right there. Look at that face of enjoyment. Yeah, you know she likes.
Why does it say plant-based eggplant pot? Like, would these ever not be
Dirty little boy.
It's a good question. Yeah.
Like, where would they have
Peppers grow out of
What are you and Fees arguing about now?
the sun?
What is he sharing?
They opened the gates. They stormed the country. Tens of thousands of these third world. And you notice something here. You see any women? You see any women or children? No, it's all young military age men. Literally, not a single woman, baby, child in sight. Young military age men. Many of whom will go on to be terrible criminals, butchering and pillaging their way across all of Europe. Because, by the way, they know that if they can make their way into Spain, if they can get amnesty in Spain, then really they can do whatever they want into Europe. Spain is part of the European Union. Okay, this is a free travel zone. If you're in Spain, you can walk, take a bus, take a train, up into Portugal, up into France, up into Germany. You can go anywhere you want, and they know that. Okay? That's what's going on here. Now, Pedro Sanchez, communist, Prime Minister of Spain, he chimes in, he says this. Presidente, my apologies. He says, in response, as all of this is happening, the government of Spain is fully committed to providing an immediate response to the situation in Ceuta. That's the name of the town. We are mobilizing all necessary resources, working with Moroccan and international authorities, and preparing the necessary measures to restore normalcy as soon as possible. I just conveyed this to the president of Morocco. This is the moment to build solutions with responsibility and cooperation. Folks, as far as he considers, the solution here is amnesty. The solution is subsidizing them with Spanish taxpayer dollars. That is what do you think he's going to round these people up and deport them? No. In fact, we got the confirmation. Take a look at this. Sanchez's government does not consider the invasion of Ceuta a national emergency. The Interior Ministry said it will protect border integrity, but cannot declare a formal national emergency solely over migration. As a result, Ceuta's local authorities cannot access special emergency funds or deploy the army. The ministry insists on using only standard police reinforcements and regular legal procedures. Now, fun fact, what is the size of Ceuta's little Spanish town? What is the size of their local police force? How many police officers do they have to work with here? Well, the answer is about 150. They've got 150 police officers, and that's on rotation. I don't know, maybe 50 are active at any one time. So let's say they were able to have all their police officers out on the streets right now today trying to get these people out or arrest them or whatever. Folks, we're talking tens of thousands. This is an invasion force from the third world of tens of thousands, and the local police have been denied support from the military, from the army. Sorry, hey, this actually isn't a national emergency. Good luck. Good luck is what they were told by Spain's federal government. Now, the Spanish opposition leader, his name is Santi Abascal, on Twitter is his name. He says this. These people, this is him, he says, these people are not fleeing from war or poverty. No, this is an invasion. They are military-aged men invited by Pedro Sanchez's corrupt government to storm our borders so they can then roam Spain's streets shouting, "Viva Pedro Sanchez!" That's curious, pause. What he's saying is that Pedro Sanchez is importing voters from the third world. Does that sound familiar? Have we seen something similar here in the United States? It's almost like this anti-Western civilizational globalist agenda is the same. They employ the same tactics everywhere they pop up, in the US, in Spain, or otherwise. He goes on to say, for every crime in Spain, there is a direct culprit. The mafia boss desperately calling in
What
more
hours is that
hitmen
pool open
to
from?
stay in power. So he's calling communist, corrupt Pedro Sanchez a mafia boss who's calling in backup from the third world, a bunch of illegal aliens, at which point he gives them amnesty. And you know what? His name is Santi Abascal, good man. He is absolutely right about all of that. 100% on the nose. President Trump chimes in today. Literally, he says that
You
Europe
walked
is
over there or
being
drove over there?
invaded by immigrants. Is Trump right about that? Well, of course he is. Of course he is. Same damn thing happened here in the United States. Thank God we're turning that situation around. We got a statement from the White House today on African migrants overrunning the Spanish border in Ceuta, where Spanish authorities say the border has completely and totally collapsed. There is no border. That's coming from the Spanish authorities in town. Statement from the White House says this: President Trump has long warned Europe what would happen if they continue to implement far-left globalist policies, including enabling mass migration. Spain and other countries who have adopted this destructive philosophy should immediately reverse course or risk their own demise. Folks, what Spain is doing here, what much of Europe is doing, can only be described as civilizational suicide. Seriously, they are at risk of losing their civilization. J.D. Vance said as much, very astutely, about a year ago, actually. One of my favorite J.D. Vance clips. A year ago. Take a listen to what he said.
And I'm not, yes, the Europeans annoy me sometimes, and yes, I disagree with them on certain issues, but we have to remember that is the cradle of Western civilization. The entire idea of Christian civilization that led to the founding of the United States of America, that was formed in Europe. The cultural bonds, the religious bonds, these things are going to last beyond political disagreements, but I think that Europe, and frankly, I would have said this about America a year ago, but Europe is at risk, I think, of creating, of engaging in civilizational suicide.
Yeah.
They are unable to, or unwilling, too many countries to control their borders. You see them starting to push back against that, and good, that's a good thing. You see them starting to limit the free speech of their own citizens, even as those citizens are protesting against things like the border invasion that got Donald Trump and a number of European leaders elected. So look, I want Europe to thrive. I want them to be an important ally. Part of that
Still
is
getting
going to be
Achilles
Europe
pain every time you wake up?
respecting its own people, respecting its own sovereignty, and America can't do that job for them. If you have a country like Germany, where you have another few million immigrants come in from countries that are totally culturally incompatible with Germany, then it doesn't matter what I think about Europe. Germany will have killed itself, and I hope they don't do that because I love Germany and I want Germany to thrive.
And in this case, we're talking about Spain. And by the way, we should have over here in the United States, we should have no animosity towards Spain at all. I wanted just a little historical reminder here. The reason why the entirety of Latin America is Christian right now is because when Spain showed up, they took all the
Must
gold
be nice,
from
dude.
the insane psychotic Aztecs,
Feeling
brought
all
it back,
this
and then sent back
before
over
the
there
age
to
of
send a bunch
30.
of Christian missionaries and built cathedrals all over the damn place. So there's a
Makes you
listen,
very
we've got a good
confident
history. We
about
like
the rest of your life.
They've generally been a force for good. It's terrible to see what's going on in Spain right now. Now, I want to say something, perhaps something a little bit controversial. I need to actually call
Go ahead,
out
be honest,
some of my
everything.
fellow Americans. You know, we've got images right here. The beaches of Spain today. It's like, it is. It's an invasionary force. Look at this. I'm going to have this up on the screen right here while I talk about this, just to have the visual. I've been seeing all this morning a lot of Americans talk about how they would just mow all of these invaders down with a Gatling gun or something, courtesy of the Second Amendment. I've been seeing Americans this morning saying, well, this would never happen here in America, sort of mocking or ridiculing Spain. And I'm thinking to myself, has everyone just forgotten how this exact situation literally just played out along our own southern border for 4 straight years unencumbered during the Joe Biden auto pen administration? Has everybody forgot about that? In fact, that would literally still be happening right this very moment had Trump not won the recent 2024 presidential election. Our border would still be open. It would look just like this if not for Trump winning that election. So, folks, the takeaway from watching all of these videos coming out of Spain this morning should be this: the far left must be crushed, permanently defeated at the ballot box. The far left, the Democrats in this case, in this country, must never be allowed to regain control of this country, or any country for that matter, rare as to Spain, ever again. You can see the same level of catastrophe every single country they find themselves in the leadership of, whether it be the US or Canada or Spain or Germany. The same damn thing happens over and over again. We can never let these people regain control of any country, let alone ours. And once again here, controversially, as much as people like to pretend to be Billy Badass toting their AR-15 on the internet saying, well, it would never happen here, guess what? It did.
You mustn't give in to despair.
He's the one that shut the border down.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel for
on the
you.
internet doesn't do anything. The real takeaway here is politically crushing these people, that is the far left, in this case the Democrats, is really, frankly, the only viable solution. That is the only way that we will stop these third world hordes and their far left puppeteers from destroying our country. We've got midterms here in what, 96 days, something like that. We need to vote. Let these videos coming out of Spain be a reminder. You need to vote like this fate of the country depends on it, because it literally does. That is what it's going to take if we truly want to put America first. There's the big Spain update. I don't know, you know, I see every time something like this happens in Europe, or really anywhere else, I see a bunch of like tough guy Billy Badasses on the internet saying, well, hey, I'd like to see him try that over here where I live. It's like, dude, this literally just
determined to fix this fucking lower back issue.
Did the militias rise up and go defend the border? No. No. The only reason our border is closed right now,
it's starting to get fucking annoying.
Trump is back.
Fucking...
So we did do something insofar as we voted for Trump. We put Trump back in office, but let this be a reminder of how important.
Well, I guess I just have to experiment, see what works, see what doesn't.
In the
I have an entire fucking gym in my basement, so
to have 15 AR-15s in your garage.
I'm gonna make use.
That's cool. I've got them. Honestly, it's not enough.
I'm gonna start by
we have to control
doing at least 3 dedicated sessions per week. See how I feel.
Otherwise, we're gonna lose.
And I'll modify if needed.
There's a lot at stake here. You know, sometimes I see people they say, "We're never voting our way out of this. There's no way to vote our way out of this." And I hear people say that, and I think to myself, well, we kind of literally just did. We actually did vote our way out of a lot of problems. Recently, within the last 18 months. 2 years ago, our border was open. We were having hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens flood the country every single month. We voted, we won, and now the border's closed. And not only are hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens not
there's an exercise I'm doing where you have the spotter arms on the rack set to like waist level, and you put the bar on it. You put a barbell pad on the middle, and then you just hinge at your waist using the barbell to basically support you. Seems to be working well.
We need to hold the House. We need to hold the Senate. We need to hold the White House. We have got to, because if we don't, it's lost. All is lost. Let this be a very serious reminder. Never black pill, never surrender. We need to keep control. We can never let these far left freaks ever have anything. We can't give them anything. Nothing. Nothing. In fact, now we're going on the offense. Some people, they look at a state like California.
Be serious.
Some people, they look at a state like Oregon or Washington. They say, well, it's already too far gone. Let them have it. California's already too far gone. Let them have it. So what? It's the loser mindset. That is the mindset of a loser. A winner, a real America First patriot, looks at a state like California and says, all right, game on. We're flipping that state red. Oh, that state's been blue for 45 years? Take that as a challenge. We're flipping it red. That is the America First mindset. Because I'll tell you something here, in case you have not noticed, the far left, globalist, anti-American ideological plague, and it is a mind rot. It is a plague, an ideological plague. You can't ignore it and hope it goes away. It is not going to just go away on its own. And it's not going to settle for California. Say, well, the DSA, they're already in control of California, but I'm safe over here in Idaho. I'm safe over here in Tennessee or whatever. They're coming for you. They're coming for your city next. They're coming for your state next. And if we don't take an active combative stance against them, we're going to lose everything. The days during which it was acceptable, it was never acceptable, but the days during which we buried our heads in the sand and just were like, la la la, they're gonna go away. Maybe if we ignore them, they'll leave us alone. La la la. Just let them have California. They'll leave us alone over here in Idaho. Nope, they're coming for you next. They are on the march. They need to be combated at the ballot box every single step of the way. Go vote. Anyway, there's my monologue. Gotta vote. Gotta pay attention here, folks. Now, we actually have an update about midterms. Folks, do me a favor here. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to follow, subscribe, do it all. Talking about this stuff gets me a little bit heated. I don't know if you could tell. Folks, we have another topic here. Talking about midterms actually in a more sort of granular level. And I think between you and me, you are probably going to like this next story. Why don't we go ahead and get right into it? Ladies and gentlemen,
Whoa.
as if things weren't already bad enough for the Democrats, things have just this morning gotten even worse. You see, just 96 days out from the 2026 midterms, by the way. Now, remember how on the 2024 presidential campaign trail, none other than Elon Musk contributed hundreds of millions of dollars to help Republicans take control of this country? Remember that? Well, folks, as of this morning, guess who's back? Elon Musk. Take a look. Axios reports Elon Musk is planning a massive push for the GOP in the midterms. Tech billionaire Elon Musk is jumping into the midterms with a huge investment in a plan to boost Republican voter
help you at all?
turnout. Musk is going to be resuscitating his dormant super PAC. It's called America PAC, which spent more than
Like the one where you just stand up with one dumbbell,
to help President
one hand, and
Trump
just
get
like
elected
bend down.
in 2024. America
Or bend
PAC
sideways.
is going to focus on door knocking, digital advertising, and direct mail aimed at turning out the conservative base, including voters who are typically less inclined to cast ballots in a non-presidential election year. You guys know that during the midterms, voter turnout is always low, right? People say, it's not that big of a deal. Wrong. It is a big deal. We have more information. Elon Musk is reviving America PAC. Once again, this is the PAC that spent $260 million to help Trump win in 2024. Door knock, digital ads, direct-to-mail, boost conservative turnout. GOP super PACs, various other GOP super PACs, and committees have a $300 million plus advantage over their Democrat counterparts.
Like when I do those, I don't really feel anything, but the next day I feel really sore where those muscles are.
Super PAC. So folks, we've got the money. We are dollar for dollar. We are outgunning the Democrats right now. Good. And you know what? Things get even worse for the Democrats today. We got a new poll coming out this morning from Quinnipiac. Take a look at this. What is the approval rating of the Democrat Party amongst men? Amongst men.
Do you have an x-ray of your spine? Like, does it look
it's
like a
20,
fucking
only
S?
20%. Oh my gosh, I just read that for the first time.
Well,
Folks,
this is
only
entirely out of hand.
20%
No,
of men
don't touch that!
in this country approve of the Democrat Party. There is a disapproval rating of 71% amongst men of all ages in this nation right now for the Democrat Party. And I'm sitting here trying to think, what type of man is approving of the Democrats? I don't know. You've got to have some type of testosterone. You've got to have some sort of hormonal imbalance. You guys know any men that support the Democrats? How psycho, how psychotic do you have to be? Especially, I hate to bring race into this, especially if you are a white man.
Did that guy say you have to have like some kind of hormonal disruption to be a Democrat?
In 2026, it's like, hey, haven't you heard? The Democrats blame literally every single problem on the face of this planet on white men. If you're a white man through the eyes of a Democrat, you might as well be Satan incarnate. Racism and slavery and discrimination and blah, blah, blah. Wealth disparity, everything. It's your fault. Man, imagine what type of guy. I don't want to meet him. But wait, folks, there's more, because things actually get even worse for the Democrats. It's just an overpouring of bad news for the Democrats this morning. And this one is actually...
Dog, you gotta treat your body like a car, dog.
Just got scammed. The Democrat National Committee's financial troubles.
Yeah, dog. If you don't put in premium, fucking gonna turn to shit.
Email scammer posing
You
as
gotta
Chairman Ken
fucking
Martin.
do
Ken Martin is the
maintenance,
chairman of the
dog.
DNC. The committee's financial headaches keep mounting as the party heads into the midterms with more debt than cash. And dire debts that forced the DNC to put a $15 million line of credit on its Washington, D.C. headquarters. Folks, they had to use their own...
With the power of Christ, anything is
rapidly,
possible.
and I believe the
to take
lightning
out a loan
spire
from the
could be the
bank to
cause.
help pay
Might
for
you
the
help me
midterm
collect
election
samples
season.
for further study?
What's
Whoa.
more, they got, I don't know, by some like Nigerian scammer, God knows who, scammed them out of $29,000 by simply posing and impersonating Chairman Ken Martin. Okay, oh, you're Ken Martin? Okay, I'll send you $29,000 right now. Wait a minute.
Like, even when I do side bends with just 30
what's so
pounds,
comical? Speaking of white
It
guys,
feels really
Democrats,
good.
There you go. Perhaps not the most.
Well, at least the
competent people.
soreness, it lets me know that
These are the very
I actually
same
did do
people, the
something.
Democrats, that are trying to convince us, the American people, that they know what's best for this country. They know how to manage the American economy. Folks, they can't even handle their own DNC party economy. They are in debt. They're getting scammed by Nigerian scammers. God knows what happened. They're putting up their own brick and mortar headquarters as collateral to get loans from the bank to finance their campaigns. And they expect us to believe that they know what is best economically and financially for this country? Yeah,
Maintenance and patrol schedules
I'm not
at the
buying it in the same way that
Sifton
I'm not going to take
and
financial
until further
investment
notice.
advice from a homeless guy living downtown under a
Approach the
bridge.
area at your own
I'm sorry,
peril.
I just don't think you're qualified. No offense. We got this report this morning coming from House Speaker Mike Johnson,
you work out your neck.
He has declared that every single day he grows more confident with each passing day that Republicans are going to retain control of Congress.
What do you usually do? Just
of the midterm election season.
like side bend
Now,
necks
let me ask
or
you
whatever,
something.
like side bends for
Does
necks.
President Trump himself, does he seem particularly concerned about the midterms? Like, not really. Is he sweating bullets? Is he panicking?
Yeah, there
is
he is.
freaking out?
It's
No.
Lord Zash's
And you
opinion.
would expect, if
He wouldn't tell us
anybody
if he
would be
was. I
freaking
wouldn't.
out about the Republicans losing the House, it would be Trump. Because you know
Don't be silly.
that if the Democrats
the
get
one who
control of the
killed
House, it's
Scotia.
going to be impeachment after impeachment and oversight hearing after
Fine,
oversight hearing.
Fuck.
They're going to do every single thing they can to bog down the second half of
Perfect timing, apprentice. I just met with that insufferable Thanaton, and I have good news.
Everyone's talking about how you killed Scotia.
Good. Let them talk. They can't prove anything, and it'll drive them mad. And my meeting went exactly as I planned. You would have been proud of me. I went into a reprimand, but I emerged a Darth.
All you did
I
was
feel
go
like
to
I
a
have it
party.
in
I
me
did more
to
than you
fucking
realize.
do
Nevertheless, what's important
at least
is
the
that we are
315
finally free to
deadlifts.
act.
If I can
Remember the
fucking
map you found on Korriban that
go
pointed us
about
to
it
the power of
carefully,
Tulak Horde? The
work
first
up
piece
to
of
it.
that
I
artifact.
feel like I can
that
at least do
power
that.
is here on Drummond Car. This
I always have to do your dirty work.
I'd like to get to at least double body weight for that lift. Wasted lifetime.
I always knew I was special.
Your Tulak Horde's power awaits us both. We must not lose sight of this goal. Use this glyph to enter the innermost chamber of the Dark Temple. Humble yourself before the apparition and bring back the piece of the artifact.
Trump's term, and also to humiliate, ridicule, criminally pursue Trump and every single member of his family and his administration, because this is what they do. They've done it before. Trump, he's pretty nonchalant about all of this. It doesn't really seem like he's worried. Similarly, House Speaker Mike Johnson is not particularly worried. Let me ask you a question. Do you think there might be a reason why these gentlemen are not worried? Might there be a good reason to justify their confidence? Maybe. Time will tell. Well, take a listen to this.
Back in 2018, when Democrats were able to take control of the House, they were actually on the plus side of the ledger. They were actually in positive territory at +1 point. Look now in 2026. We're not just talking down there underneath the Potomac. We're talking down there with the Titanic. We're talking 24 points underwater. And this is just the party overall. This isn't the congressional leadership. This is the party. The party. It's just a terrible, terrible, terrible brand. Terrible. Back in 2018.
So folks, when the Democrats took control of the House, this is during Trump's first administration. They did take control of the House following the 2028 midterm elections. They had a +1 net positive national approval rating. The Democrats did. Now, going into the 2026 midterms, it's -24. That's a 25-point swing
and patrol
down.
schedules at the
Not good. What's more, at the same time, Trump's ratings are looking pretty good. Once again, reported by CNN.
Approach the
Even
area
CNN
at your own
cannot deny
peril.
reality at this point. Take a listen to this.
21st century own party approval rating, about at this point in second term. We got Trump, we got Obama, we got Bush. Look, they're all fairly popular, but the one who is the most popular, and we have seen this time in and time out, no matter when you look, is Donald John Trump. He's the only one who's over 80%. 83% of Republicans still approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing as president. He still has that magic touch. We'll see if it carries over to South Carolina, but we've seen it in primaries this year, Senate primaries, and that's because he is still a very popular man, historically popular when it comes to his own party liking and approving of the job that he's doing.
So, folks, I mean, let's just comprehensively get all the facts on the table here. Trump right now has the highest second-term presidential approval rating this century compared to Obama and compared to Bush, significantly higher than both of them. Boom. That's a good thing. The Democrats, the Democrat Party nationally, their approval ratings going into the 2026 midterms are the lowest they have ever been ever in all of American history. I couldn't even tell you. It's bad. At a minimum, 25 points worse than they were in 2018. It's bad. Meanwhile, they're having financial issues. They are in debt. They're getting scammed. They're getting scammed by Nigerian scammers impersonating the chairman of the DNC. They're putting up their own headquarter building as collateral to finance the midterm election season. And on top of that, Elon Musk just jumped into the ring, and God knows how much money he's going to be tossing in, 100 million, 200 million, to help the Republicans maintain control of this country. Folks, good. All of this is exactly the type of stuff that we want to see if we truly want to put America first. Big news day, folks. Not a good day to be a Democrat. Really not a good day to be a Democrat. Everybody, do me a favor. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Rumble, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Can I interest you in any of those things? Go check out MorseReport.com. That's really the place to be. We've got it all. 24/7 topical trending news articles coming out. Sign up for our weekly newsletter, White Bill. It's sort of a weekly recap of all of the best America First accomplishments, the ways in which we are, as a matter of fact, saving this republic. If you ever get sick of all the bad news every single day floating around on the internet, go sign up for that newsletter on moresuppport.com. You're going to say, wow, things are actually getting better. 100% made in America merch. Go check it out. Folks, we have another massive story here, and I cannot wait to share this one with you. Probably going to like it. This one has to do with the Democrats and their dearly beloved fraud. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what, at this point, it really does seem as if our nation's $39 trillion national debt really is just nothing more than an official fraud tracker. Seriously, because as the Trump administration continues to wage war on all of the Democrats' beloved federal fraud, we just keep finding more and more.
I wonder if a normal bed would feel uncomfortable to me now.
Take a look at this. Breaking news report coming out this morning. The Department of Justice has just uncovered
Sleeping on the floor.
$350 million in alleged fraud.
I've been sleeping on the floor for
break it down. Scoop. Here's the scoop.
Say at
the
least
Justice Department's National Fraud Enforcement
five months, I'd say,
has uncovered roughly $350 million in alleged fraud across the southeastern United States, resulting in charges across 7 individual states. These southeastern states have agreed to a data-sharing partnership with the DOJ that will give them access to publicly available corporate and registration and public benefits payment
When's the new episode airing?
held by these state agencies, according to information shared with the caller. This data is expected to help the DOJ easily recognize fraud patterns. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we're talking about this $350 million fraud discovered, this partnership, 7 individual states inside. Okay. This $350 million is just in, like I said, 7 individual states. States that have actually agreed willingly to work with the Trump administration. So here's a question for you. What do you think might be hiding in some of these compliant, deep blue Democrat sanctuary states? What do you think they might be hiding? Why do you think they might not be complying? I'll tell you what. Billions, perhaps tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars worth of fraud, which is why all of them are currently fighting tooth and nail.
How much you think you could curl with one arm?
To prevent the Trump administration from conducting their audits. That's all they want. Hey, can we take a peek around? The Democrats, they love the fraud. They have facilitated the fraud. Why? Because they are the beneficiaries of the fraud. And finally, we're starting to gut the system. The gravy train is getting shut down. Now, I actually have some other additional good news here I want to share with you folks. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the show if you haven't already. Take a look at this. This is going to blow your mind. Reported by the official Homeland Security page this morning, ICE is now seeking nearly $500,000 in fines against an immigration lawyer accused of filing fake asylum claims. Well. I wonder what this immigration lawyer's name is. I wonder what type of immigration lawyer would carry out $500 worth of fake asylum claims. Well, let's break it down. They are seeking a fine of over $474,000 against attorney who filed over 118 individual fraudulent documents for his clients. Attorney Siraj Raj Singh. Under the leadership of President Trump, we are ending the abuse of our immigration system. Some more information. ICE is seeking over $470,000 in civil fines against the New York immigration attorney for filing fraudulent documents in support of immigration asylum claims on behalf of dozens of clients. Suraj Raj Singh is accused of filing 118 individual fraudulent documents in over 54 individual asylum cases, many containing nearly identical persecution accounts.
Bicep is stronger for you.
For Indian nationals. Persecution accounts that they were
It's
fabricating.
weird. I feel like my left is stronger than my right, even though I'm right-handed or whatever.
So keep in mind, if you are seeking asylum in the United States, during your asylum case, you have to prove that you were being persecuted in your home nation, that you were being discriminated against, you were facing, I don't know, violence from your government, there's a genocide, blah, blah, blah. We don't just give asylum out to anybody. And so this individual, this attorney in the United States, Suraj Raj Singh, this Indian man, was helping Indians fly to the United States, defrauding the United States and all the people us of our helping these people lie about being persecuted in their home nation of India. Now, Andrew Branca, one of my favorites, he chimed in, he said this. Look at this map up here. He said, I can't believe that an immigration lawyer named Suraj Raj Singh was defrauding the American immigration system, especially given that fraud researchers assign India an infinity fraud ranking. Folks, okay, this is a fraud ranking map, country-level fraud rates with Stripe radar. I believe this is a payment processing system. So payment processors have determined which countries on the planet that are using Stripe radar are the most fraudulent. You might know the entirety of Africa, they don't use this system, so they're not in the system. But India sure is. And India is like a pitch black hole. Literally infinity fraud. Like off the chart fraud. Everything going on in India is fraud. Nothing is not fraud in India, is what this map is showing. James Percival, representing the DHS, he says this morning, "We have been abundantly clear. If immigration attorneys commit fraud for their clients, the attorneys will be fined. This week, we issue a fine notice to Suraj Raj Singh totaling $470,000, more than that. This attorney filed 118 fraudulent documents." Now, if I might push back, first off, Mr. Percival, excellent work, patriot. If I might make a little bit of a request here, $470,000, that's a slap on the wrist. That's nothing. Might I suggest deporting this guy? Might I suggest putting Suraj Raj Singh into the back of a plane and dumping him over in India with all of his Indians
that you've been able to maintain
Can we just get him out
the
of
majority of the muscle you've had before?
Get him out of the country, right?
Oh. Say in terms of just strength or strength in like the actual like size of the muscle? So just basically you're talking about like strength. No. Oh shit, dude. Now you gotta inject some fucking bullshit into the other glute to make it equal, dude. Get a fucking Brazilian butt lift for that one cheek. It'll help.
That's what I'm saying. You think this guy's gonna get a $474,000 slap on the wrist, and then change his behavior? No, he's gonna try to do it in a more covert way, in a sneaky way. That's what he's going to do going forward. Get him out of the country. Now, we also have another positive update I want to share with you folks today. The Trump administration is now moving forward with revoking the visas of foreign drivers with DUIs. They've come out today publicly and they've said, okay, listen, if you are a tourist, you have a work visa, student visa, travel visa, whatever type of visa you have in this country, if you're getting DUIs, we're kicking you out. If you're endangering the lives of Americans driving drunk while on a temporary visa, you're a foreigner in our country, you're a guest, and you're driving drunk, potentially killing Americans, you're gone. You're out of here. Good, good. You know, saving this nation, there's not just one flip you can switch. Oh, nation not saved, flip it. All right, nation saved, flip that switch, of course.
What do you like better, just regular
it's a series of like 10
bicep
million
curls or
small
hammer
switches,
curls?
right? Switch, boop, boop. And every time you flip a switch, it saves the nation to a factor of 0.01%. And you have to find all of these little switches and flip them on, right? There's no immediate kill shot. This here is one of these tiny little switches that's going to help along the way of saving this republic. Good. This is exactly the type of stuff we need to see. Now, we also got some very good news over here. I wanted to repeat this. Self-deportations right now under the Trump administration are absolutely skyrocketing under Project
I have come
Homecoming.
to humble myself in your presence, O Great One.
You don't know me. Has our family fallen so far that the son of my sons does not know the name of Calig, the name so long revered in the annals of the Sith? You are my descendant. By how many generations, I do not know. But know this, your strength in the Force has awakened me from my stupor.
What do you mean, I awakened you?
When the weaklings of this planet trespassed my tomb, I rose, resuming my former life. This temple became my kingdom, and I was once more a Lord of the Sith. But when you first grasped the hilt of your lightsaber, I knew my hour had come and gone, that your strength, not mine, would return our family to glory.
But I'm a former slave.
That is my shame. I was once one of the greatest lords of the Sith. If I'd been wiser, I could have secured my family's greatness. But I let down my guard and was betrayed by a man called Tulak Hord, whom I trusted as a friend.
Places amins wajhajs fools. Gawantida seek from Tauhans.
Ha! Your master is dead, beast. You serve the child of Calig now. Flesh of my flesh, you should teach your servant to obey.
Do not interrupt again, or there will be no feeding for you for a long time.
Taupain aipain, karahita bawarp.
Good. You must not take obedience for granted. In restoring our bloodline to glory, you must not make the same mistake. Treachery is the Sith's endless game. You must win it.
Don't worry about me.
Beware your master. Beware your apprentice. Never be taken by surprise. Do these things, and you will be unstoppable. But you have not come to see me. You have come for the artifact I managed to wrest from Tulak Hord before he died.
When betrayal shows up, I'll kill it.
If only all things were so simple. Keep your eye...
No, you should just tell the doctor or whatever for your back to just fucking cut out certain parts of the bone so you can stand straight. You don't have a tilt.
Apprentice, do you have the artifact yet?
What, dude? Isn't that what they do, dog?
You wouldn't want to spoil the surprise now, would you?
Oh. You're teasing me, apprentice. Hurry back to Scotia's. I mean, my chambers. I have a surprise for you.
I love surprises.
Trust me, you'll love it. Now hurry back with...
The Trump administration's self-deportation program, dubbed Project Homecoming, has seen over 200,000 illegal alien participants in the 14 months since the program went into effect in May of 2025. What are the details of this program? Illegal aliens are offered $2,500. This is an incentive to willingly work with the DHS to self-deport. $2,500? That's a lot of money. We're paying them to leave? Well, let's put this into context. ICE involved forced deportations generally cost around $18,000 per illegal alien. So Project Homecoming,
you got your appointment next week, right?
Program is offering a much more cost-efficient solution. Good. Project Homecoming started slowly, with just 24,000 participants in the first 6 months. Over the last 8 months, however, thanks to a massive promotional awareness campaign,
I hope they're useful.
over 176,000 illegal alien participants have made use of the program and are now gone. Once again, in the first 6 months, 24,000. In the following 8 months, 176,000. That's a big increase. In June of 2026, specifically last month, over 20,000 voluntary departures were recorded, more than the first 5 months of Project
So you think maybe something is completely torn or
Similarly, in June of 2020,
or whatever.
ICE recorded
You
a
just
total
didn't like
of
notice it when it happened.
43,140 illegal alien arrests at a rate of 1,438 per day. When considering
Yeah, if it's
both
just an
ICE
unstable
arrests
joint.
and Project
I
Homecoming's
don't know.
self-deportations,
If it's just an unstable joint, I don't know how they fix that. Oh. The Jews. You know the name of the specialist? Uh, yeah.